Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing? Your good buddy Nick here with a Tuesday morning Devo once again. We're doing that series, Short Shots from the Old Testament. And I want to go back to Genesis today and start a few weeks where we look at this theme of brotherhood. And the most famous brothers, well, a couple of the most famous brothers in the Bible, first two anyway, from Genesis chapter 4, Cain and Abel. So you may know this story. Cain and Abel are the sons, the twin brothers of Adam and Eve, and they both bring sacrifices, and Abel brings a better sacrifice than Cain, and he's praised for it, and Cain gets jealous. And so as a result, Cain is going to murder his brother out in the field. And it's not the first sin in the Bible, but it's the first murder in the Bible. And it's kind of dark. It's over envy and jealousy, and not just envy and jealousy, but religious envy and jealousy, which is kind of interesting. Killing somebody because you want God's approval. Isn't that kind of an interesting commentary? But something I want to just show you that somebody pointed out to me that I think is kind of cool. This is Genesis chapter 4, verse 9, verses kind of leading up to there. So remember, we're sort of fast forwarding through some of the details. Encourage you to go back to read it for yourself, of course. But Cain kills Abel in the field. We'll read that verse 8. It says, "Now Cain said to his brother Abel, 'Let's go out into the field.' And while they were there, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. And the Lord said to Cain, 'Where is your brother Abel?'" So we get this, we get God as like a character in the story, like investigating. He's going out to look. Where's your brother? What's going on with that? And Cain gives this somewhat famous reply. I don't know, Cain replied, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And the Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." And the story goes on from there. But I would suggest to you that this question that Abel asks, like, how am I supposed to know where my brother is? Am I my brother's keeper? I think is a really interesting question. It's rhetorical from both Cain's perspective and God's perspective. Okay, now a couple flavor things to point out. The word for keeper here is the word shamar in Hebrew. Okay, and it means keeper is fine, but it can also mean guardian. Okay, so Adam and Eve were told to shamar the garden, to keep the garden or guard the Garden of Eden. That was their job. They're the protectors. They're the caretakers of the garden. They're there to protect it. And so when God comes and says, "Hey, Cain, where's your brother at?" And he says, "Am I my brother's guardian? Like, what am I supposed to guard this guy all the time? Am I responsible for him? What's going on?" And his assumed rhetorical response is, "Of course not. I'm not supposed to do that." But God's assumed response to that is, "Yes. If you're not going to watch out for your brother, who else is? You're the guardian of your brother. You're the keeper of your brother." And this rhetorical question, "Am I my brother's keeper?" is going to ring out through the rest of Genesis. And we're going to see, a rabbi friend of mine says that is the absolute theme of Genesis. Yes, Genesis is all about beginnings, but it's also about brotherhood. Am I my brother's keeper? So that's what I would ask you today. Who do you need to be the brother of? Who do you need to keep? Brother, sister, gender, doesn't matter. Who are you the keeper of? And who does God say, if you're not going to guard them, who else is going to? I think in some level we could argue that all of humanity falls under that, falls under our responsibility to love our neighbor. That's what Jesus is going to do, by the way. He's going to take it beyond just keeping guarding. I think love is a fuller expression, but I think it flows from this idea of being the guardian, the keeper of your brother, of your family, of your bro, of your friend, of whoever, right? To have that special bond. So who is that in your life? That's what I would challenge you to think about today. Who are you the keeper of from a brotherly perspective? Who's the keeper of you? Who do you have that faithful relationship with, as peers, as friends, as buds, as whatever? Think about that. We should all have a few people like that in our lives, okay? holylandventures.net if you want to find out more about what I'm doing. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. God bless.